This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake this body.
Wake your fuck ass up. That crust out your eyes.
Lead poison if they bite it. Hate it but recite it. It's a G thing. Me and Puffin St. Bart send it off. Bitches walking topless with
Shine right there, Heather B. Remember Shine had a good run, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Shine, man.
No doubt.
Those that make their imprint on the game, you got to recognize them. You got to give them acknowledgement.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they go beyond what you know them for. Mm-hmm. Like our guest today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice segue.
Like
That's a segue. That's
like
why
that, right?
Listen, that's why his name is above the title.
Hey,
you know,
hey.
or your name is the title.
Oh.
Your name is either above or is.
The title.
That's amazing.
I embody the name. The
Oh.
name embodies me. Me, I embody the title. You know what it is.
Yeah, we got it.
You've seen him on the big screen.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen him on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him in the front lines,
Mm-hmm.
pushing activism, keeping us aware. I've seen him be a sacrificial lamb, ladies and gentlemen. But not at the end of all of that, everything he does in a way that I consider to be excellent.
Mm-hmm.
He's here today, the one and only Hill Harper.
Oh, yeah.
H to the
yeah. That's that.
Hey, Hill, let me
Let's
start. The last work I saw you do, and not that it's the last work you've done, but I watched the Tupac movie, All Eyez On Me.
Yes, yes.
And you played what they call the journalist.
Yes.
Were you portraying Kevin Powell?
No.
Who?
Huh.
So what happened is Pac did a whole series of jailhouse interviews.
Okay.
Right. Some that were filmed like video, like the one that's portrayed in the film that I was doing, and others were written. So he did it with more than one journalist. In fact, if you go online right now, there's a 45-minute interview with him, the video, just uncut. That I watched several times, obviously, in preparing to do the film, and the writer of the film and the producer, obviously L.T. Hutton wasn't the writer; he was the producer. But his idea was to tell the story in flashback, and there's a lot more of that interview that we did, and it was wonderful doing it. And there's a lot more, and a lot of it is ad lib and improvised between me and Demetrius. And I think when they put out the director's cut, I assume a lot's going to be, because I guess they had to cut a lot of that down because of just the length of the film.
Just the length of the film. I remember it. It would sound. This is how it went. If you didn't get a chance to see the movie yet.
Tupac, you all right?
I'm good.
You know what I can't understand is how that incident could possess you to go to a tattoo parlor and get that Thug Life tattoo.
Thug Life is an acronym.
Yeah, man.
So what's interesting, Brother Powell is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he obviously, I believe, I don't know where it stands now because I'm not a producer on the film, but I think that he sued the film. And, I believe, I assume all of that is about people feeling like they either deserve recognition or a check, and more power to them, because that's business. So whatever business they have that's going on and someone didn't pay somebody or someone wants something, obviously I stay out of that. I show up and do my work, but I actually, just so you know, I actually really use that video as my kind of my basis that's online, kind of, because I was videotaping the interview in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't writing an article.
Yeah.
So I kind of use that video more as my more of my research
For your inspiration.
for my inspiration.
Yeah. There was a scene in the movie too that they actually took from an interview we did with Snoop here on the show, and that's the scene where they about to go on a plane and Pac's about to fly to Vegas for the last time, and Snoop tells the story how he sat on the plane and he had the fork and a knife because he didn't know what was going to happen to him.
Right.
That actually came from here. We were we were happy about that.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No lawsuits.
No lawsuits. You're not gonna sue. You're not gonna sue LT.
No.
And let me be very clear. Let me say something. And I don't begrudge anybody. Because I believe everybody's on their own journey, figuring out their way. But I was actually very disappointed when I saw as much criticism of the film that I saw really coming from us.
Yeah.
You're talking about a black producer who literally leveraged his house to try to get this movie made. Black director. They really own the film. In other words, it wasn't a studio film. They produced it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then sold it to the studio for distribution, but they owned like 85% of the movie. So you're talking about, and I believe the studio only owns 15% of the movie as far as just a distribution deal. You know, LT put that film on his back, and at the end of the day, the film wasn't attempting to be some deep Oscar thing. You know, it's a popcorn movie about Pac, and it's literally, you know, it's a long music video and an homage and a celebration of Pac. You know, you have to understand the intent. And for Jada to come out against the whole thing, she had blessed the project the year before. She had blessed the portrayal. She just basically said, just don't represent that we had anything going on.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah.
And I thought it was represented beautifully. But then, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't get that. We'll always come after our movie. If it's their movie and it's just a fine popcorn movie, people say, oh, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that movie about Jackie, you know, it didn't win an Oscar, but it was all right, you know, Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah.
Our movie, oh, it's the worst thing ever. Oh, my God.
Is it frustrating because we always blame Hollywood as not giving us black people enough opportunities to make films and things like that, and then when we do make one, like you're saying, and we just trash it, we don't support it or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, not every film is supposed to be for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? So there's artsy films, there's studio films, there's independent films, there's big budget action films, there's all that. You know, to me, there are other films that can be made about Pac. You know, I mean, it's not like you get one shot to make one movie.
Yeah.
And particularly these brothers made it independently with their own money. And this is the vision they had for it. They wanted to, the movie's really just a celebration of Pac and his music. I mean, it's got tons of music. It's got more music in it than, you know, and that's where a lot of the money went. They had to keep buying the rights and buying the rights. And, you know, it's, you know, the audience may not know this, but how long you put a song in a film
Costs money.
costs money.
Yeah.
Right? So they wanted to put whole songs in the
Performances, the whole nine.
the whole thing. So, you know, for them to get criticized, I just thought it was very unfair.
Yeah, we know. So as a people, we're doing a disservice to ourselves by knocking. Jay-Z talked about that in 444 with Lonzo Ball on his sneaker. He said, man, black folks trying to put, become entrepreneurs, put foundation businesses together. You got to support that. Why we shoot each other down?
Yeah, I didn't get it. Hey, y'all, if you haven't seen the movie, just watch it at home. Get it, you know.
Hill
check
Harper
it out.
is here.
Check it out. Check it out.
He got a new project, The Good Doctor. We're going to
That's
talk about that, too. 888-742-3345.
It's Sway in the morning, only
on Shade 45.
Kilo.